Red crewmate sits alone in the empty cafeteria while others gather in distant corners, whispering quietly together. Blue and Green walk past Red without any acknowledgement, their eyes deliberately avoiding any meaningful contact or interaction. Red approaches the task panel in electrical room, but his trembling hands shake with uncertainty and growing anxiety. Other crewmates complete their daily tasks in groups, leaving Red to work alone in empty, echoing corridors. Red calls an emergency meeting desperately, but everyone stares at him with cold, emotionless expressions of complete indifference. The voting screen shows Red receiving no votes of support, while others vote together in silent unity. Red wanders through the ship's dark hallways, hearing distant laughter that stops abruptly when he approaches any room. In the security room, Red watches cameras showing crewmates socializing happily without him in every single location. Red tries to join a group doing tasks, but they silently move away to another area immediately. The ship's lights flicker ominously as Red sits alone in the dark, abandoned reactor room feeling completely isolated. Red's reflection in the window shows a fading, transparent figure slowly disappearing from existence and physical reality. Other crewmates walk through Red as if he's completely invisible, no longer acknowledging his physical presence aboard ship. Red screams desperately for help, but his voice makes no sound in the vast emptiness of deep space. The task list shows Red's assignments incomplete, but his ghostly hands pass through the control panels uselessly. Red realizes he's been dead all along, killed and forgotten by the crew in the electrical room. The imposter reveals itself smugly, explaining how easy it was to eliminate someone nobody would miss or remember. Red's ghost watches helplessly as the imposter continues killing the remaining crewmates one by one very systematically. The ship drifts through endless space with only the imposter remaining, surrounded by the ghosts of forgotten souls. Red's spirit fades completely as the last traces of his memory disappear from the ship's digital records. The imposter sits alone in the cafeteria, finally understanding the true horror of complete cosmic isolation forever. Red crewmate stares at his family photo with trembling hands while completing routine maintenance tasks aboard the lonely spaceship. His wife's beautiful smile haunts him constantly as he fixes electrical wires in the dark, cold corridors of the vessel. Blue notices Red talking to himself about his daughter's 7th birthday party that he missed while being in space last year. The empty cafeteria feels unbearably lonely as Red remembers warm family dinners around the kitchen table back on Earth. Green finds Red crying silently in storage while holding a colorful child's drawing that he keeps hidden in his pocket. Red's hands shake uncontrollably as he recalls his young son's first steps that he never witnessed due to this mission. The medical bay scanner shows Red's dangerously elevated stress levels from painful family memories constantly surfacing in his troubled mind. Yellow discovers Red has been secretly writing heartfelt letters to his family that he knows he'll never be able to send. Red sees his beloved wife's face in every reflection on the ship's cold metallic surfaces throughout the endless corridors. The oxygen garden with its green plants reminds Red of his backyard, where his children used to play happily together. Purple watches in horror as Red destroys his family photos in a desperate attempt to forget the overwhelming emotional pain. Red's golden wedding ring feels heavier with each passing day in the cold, endless void of space far from home. The communication room becomes Red's personal torture chamber as he realizes he can't contact his family back on Earth. Orange finds Red's personal diary filled with overwhelming guilt about leaving his sick, elderly mother behind on Earth alone. Red starts seeing his dead father's ghostly figure walking through the ship's empty hallways during the long, sleepless nights. The security cameras capture Red having detailed conversations with imaginary family members during the dark, lonely night shifts. White discovers Red has been secretly hoarding food supplies, believing his hungry children back on Earth desperately need it. Red's precious family memories begin mixing dangerously with reality as his sanity slowly deteriorates completely in the isolation. The crew finally realizes Red has been deliberately sabotaging critical missions in his desperate attempts to return home to family. Red floats peacefully in the vast emptiness of space, finally reunited with his loving family in his final moments. Red crewmate stares at his reflection in the bathroom mirror. His simple red suit suddenly feels wrong and inadequate compared to others. Blue shows off his new golden visor to impressed crewmates. Red watches from the corner, feeling invisible and unworthy of attention. Green posts perfect task completion photos on the ship's social board. Other crewmates gather around, praising his flawless performance and efficiency. Yellow laughs loudly at popular jokes in the cafeteria crowd. Red forces a fake smile, pretending to understand humor that feels foreign to him. Purple displays expensive suit modifications and rare accessories proudly. The other crewmates admire his wealth while Red hides his basic appearance. Orange organizes exclusive parties for the cool crewmates only. Red stands outside the locked door, hearing laughter and feeling completely excluded. White criticizes Red's simple task methods in front of everyone. Red's confidence crumbles as others nod in agreement with the harsh judgment. Pink shares stories of her exciting adventures and achievements. Red realizes his own life feels boring and meaningless in comparison to hers. Cyan demonstrates advanced skills that everyone considers essential and normal. Red struggles with basic tasks, feeling stupid and hopelessly behind everyone. Brown talks about his perfect family and successful career. Red's own struggles and failures feel like shameful secrets he must hide forever. Red begins changing his appearance to match popular trends. His original personality slowly disappears beneath layers of desperate social conformity and pretense. The mirror shows a stranger wearing Red's suit now. His authentic self has been completely erased by the relentless pressure to fit in. Red practices fake conversations and forced laughter alone nightly. Every social interaction becomes a carefully rehearsed performance, hiding his true feelings. Other crewmates praise Red's improvement and newfound popularity enthusiastically. But Red feels emptier and more lost than ever before in his life. Red's old interests and hobbies are abandoned completely. Everything he once loved now seems childish and embarrassing compared to trendy activities. The ship's social hierarchy becomes Red's only reality. His worth depends entirely on others' approval and his position in the popularity rankings. Red can no longer remember who he was. His original dreams and personality have been sacrificed for temporary social acceptance. The other crewmates move on to new trends. Red desperately chases each change, never feeling secure or genuinely accepted by anyone. Red sits alone in his quarters, surrounded by. His pursuit of social standards has left him more isolated than ever. The spaceship continues its journey through endless darkness. Red exists as an empty shell, having lost himself completely to society's impossible expectations. Red crewmate enters the office spaceship, excited for his first day at work. Blue and green crewmates whisper in the corner, pointing at Red with suspicious glances. Yellow crewmate approaches Red, pretending to be friendly while secretly recording their conversation. During the meeting, Purple crewmate takes credit for Red's completed tasks and ideas. Red tries to speak up, but Orange crewmate interrupts and dismisses his concerns loudly. In the cafeteria, all crewmates sit together except Red, who eats alone sadly. Cyan crewmate spreads false rumors about Red's work performance to other crew members. Red's tasks multiply endlessly while others watch him struggle without offering any help. Pink crewmate sabotages Red's work, then blames him for the system failures publicly. The imposter reveals itself. It was the toxic workplace culture all along, consuming souls. Red's visor cracks as stress overwhelms him, his cheerful colors fading to gray. Other crewmates transform into shadowy figures, their humanity lost to workplace toxicity completely. Red finds himself trapped in an endless loop of meetings, deadlines, and criticism. The spaceship becomes a prison where kindness dies and cruelty thrives among workers. Red's suit deflates as his confidence disappears, leaving only an empty shell behind. The emergency button breaks when Red tries to call for help against harassment. Darkness spreads through the ship as toxic behavior infects every corner and room. Red discovers other victims hidden in vents, too broken to speak or move. The imposter's true form emerges, a massive shadow feeding on workers' mental health. Red realizes escape is impossible. The toxic workplace has consumed everyone's humanity forever.